G'day everyone, today I wanted to do a review on my Engel fridge. I've had this fridge for 5 years and it's as good now as it was 5 years ago when I took it out of the box. The advantage of these Engel fridges and any two-way fridge is that it works off 12 volt DC current, so you can take it in your car or in your boat, or even if you take a camping battery away with you, and you can also use it in the house 240 volt. I find these fridges are much more efficient than the three-way fridges that you get in caravans that run off gas, 12 volt and 240. They seem to cool a lot quicker. In my opinion, they cool just as quick as a normal household fridge. One thing I do find is that this fridge will cool just as well on 12 volt as it does on 240 volt. Now this fridge is known as the MD40F model. It's 38 litres, and as I said, it works on 12 volt, but it also works on 24 volt DC current. This particular fridge weighs 22 kilograms. It is dearer than most of the camp fridges. I think this was $800 as I said earlier, but it does run a lot quieter than the other fridges. It's good if you're camping and sleeping next to it. Engels have been around for about 50 years. They're reliable and they operate on flat ground or Engel ground. I'll just show you around the fridge. 2 plastic clips, opens up, and as you can see, it'll easily hold several tall bottles of champagne, large drinking bottles, 2-litre bottles, as well as lots of cans and other smaller bottles. Now, one test I did do the other day was I put a bag of ice that I bought from the Bottle-O a few weeks back, and I put it in this fridge and I dialed it down to see how low I could set the temperature before it would start melting. And at the moment, it might be a bit hard to see here, but I've got the dial down to 1.5. So that's actually really low. The dial, if you can see it here, has 6 settings. It goes from off here, you see the little green light's off. When you turn it on, the little green light comes on. Cool, around to 1, refrigerator, and I had it on 1.5 there, but it will dial right around to level 5, which is more than enough. As you can see, even on level 1.5, it still kept those ice cubes frozen. I usually leave it on about level 2 when I'm away camping, if I'm opening it off and on, and if I want to use it as a freezer, well, I'll dial it up to 3 or beyond. So I'll just put it back to level 2. As you can see right now, I've got a 12 volt battery hooked up. You can see just here, I'll just unplug that for a second. I've got a 12 volt plug and a 240 volt plug setting there. So at the moment I'm running on 12 volt and it's coming straight from my battery here that's on fully charged. Now this battery here is a 100 amp hour battery, AGM, deep cycle battery. So what that usually means is I can go away for a weekend and never have to worry about refilling with ice or anything. Being 100 amp hours, I find this little fridge uses about 1 amp per hour on average if I leave it on about level 1 or 2, and that'll last 3 to 4 days. If I'm away any more than that, I'll bring my solar panel with me, which I'll put up in a later video. When you buy this fridge, it still sells for $800. I think that's what I paid for it. It's got exactly the same motor as the dearer version. There's an aluminium Engel fridge which I think retails about $1,400 for about the same size. It also comes, this fridge comes with a fabric cover just to protect it all. I was a bit concerned when I got this fridge. I thought, should I have paid the extra $500 and got the metal fridge, plastic clips and handles? I thought I may go through a few of those, but if you're careful, there's no drummers. I haven't had any drummers with this fridge whatsoever. On the side you see a little case, little bag on the side, little compartment, and that's where you hold your 240 and 12 volt leads. Naturally I can't use the 240 for now, so it's going to go back into the box. Okay, now the dimensions of this fridge are approximately 77 centimeters wide, 36 centimeters deep and 48 centimeters high. Internal dimensions are 38 centimetres wide, 26 deep and 36 high. As I mentioned earlier, I chose to get the 40 litre fridge. I think the bigger ones, the 60 litre onwards, are a bit awkward and big and heavy to put in and out of your car and boat. And the smaller ones, while they're light, they just don't have enough space to put your bits and pieces in. The advantage I like with these fridges over an Esky is a 40 litre fridge. You know, you're putting 40 litres of gear in there, whereas a 40 litre Esky, you've got to put 10 to 15 litres of ice in there just to keep it going. Then you've got the hassle of melting ice over the weekend. So it's kind of like set and forget. You pop it in your car, in your boat, and you're done. You know, you've got cool drinks all weekend long. The 40 litre Engel fridge also fits easily in the back of the car, including the battery. Just make sure that when you are travelling to tie both the fridge and the battery down at the anchor points. And if you like this video, please consider leaving a comment, liking and subscribing. Thanks for watching. See you next time.